Welcome to lesson two of this mini course for realtors about reverse mortgages. I am Todd Christensen, the HECM coach. And today on lesson number two, we are talking about age requirements. First of all, just as a reminder, nearly 90% of all reverse mortgages are HECMs, HECM, that stands for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. These are FHA insured loans that work for most senior homeowners realtors might end up serving. Okay, so be sure to explain if you're talking about reverse mortgages to with your potential clients. Be sure to explain that this option can help them right size their home, get into maybe a smaller but nicer home. It does even if it's more expensive than what they can generate with the proceeds of the sale of their current home. This is called a HECM for purchase. And it gives them the opportunity to get into a new home without giving up home ownership. All right, let's talk about this age requirement then. Uh, Again, these are FHA insured loans. The borrower, at least one borrower, has to be 62 years old or older. There's no upper end limit. But in the case of couples, only one of the spouses needs to be 62. The other, if they're not 62, would then be called an eligible non-borrower. They have to be their name has to be on the paperwork. There was a time back in before 2014 when they did not have to be, their names were not necessarily had to be on the paperwork. And that did lead to some real issues with reverse mortgages. So if you ever heard anything negative about a reverse mortgage, it's usually based on that kind of out-of-date information, because there were situations where the borrowing spouse would pass away and the surviving spouse who was not on the loan would have to sell or be out of the home within 6 to 12 months. Okay, so if you've got this non-borrowing spouse and the borrower passes away, let's say they're now in their 80s, the surviving spouse who was not a borrower, they still retain the right to live in the home indefinitely without a reverse mortgage after the borrowing spouse passes away or even moves into a care facility full time. They just can't access any additional equity in the home, but they can stay there. They have to keep paying taxes and property taxes, homeowners insurance, HOA if applicable, and maintaining the home. Now, what this does is it means that couples don't have to wait until both are 62 years old. This can be great news for couples who are thinking, some of the senior couples, your potential clients who would like to move, sell their current home and get into a newer home, uh, but think that they both have to be 62. That is not the case. So be sure to ask if a realtor, just be sure to ask, hey, what's the age for each of you, so that they understand if at least one of them has to be 62. Both of them, if the younger one wants to be able to continue access equity after the older one, in case the older one passes away. But if you meet with couples who express this interest in moving but feel they have no ability to buy another house, a reverse mortgage, particularly a HECM for purchase, can be a great opportunity for them. All right. In some cases, if they are 55 and older and may not qualify for a HECM or a FHA insured loan, there are some loans, they're called proprietary loans or in-house loans, reverse mortgages that will allow them to get a reverse mortgage at age 55. They are not FHA insured, uh, but they still come with some great benefits, just like a normal reverse mortgage. They have some things that you just have to be aware of. That's a conversation for another day, though. All right, so couples where only one of them is 62 or older can still leverage reverse mortgages and their equity without having to restructure their ownership and take one spouse off the title. Don't get into that. It's just not necessary. So using a HECM opens up sales opportunities for you as a realtor, allowing your motivated seniors to act pretty quickly. Clients that I have worked with as a counselor, I've seen them take my counseling session the week that they meet with a lender, and within about 6 weeks, they're in a new home, whether it's in the same in the same state or in another state. So, you remember that old movie line? It's alive. That's your business growth when you understand how you can use reverse mortgages to build your clientele. So, thanks for joining me again today. Let's get the heck out of here, and we'll see you next time.